What's up guys, this is Cher talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I bring you news for Romancing SaGa Universe. We just got the announcement of double banners from Romancing SaGa 2. It's interesting because we were kinda expecting something else. Some people are waiting for Serwin since a long time. It's finally possible in the realms of order release, but they are choosing to release something else first, and they may keep doing this, so don't be surprised if the next banners are something entirely different than Saruin. So it's also a surprise that they are releasing this Maria. She is a support unit alongside the other Romancing SaGa 2 characters. We have the Mercenary female and the Imperial Guard male. And this banner will offer lots of value for those that are still in need of buffers. Well, to be honest, she's kind of an evolution of the secondary buffer mechanic. And I will be explaining, we already have the information about the first banner. And then we have the second banner that has Crusader male, Mercenary male, and Imperial Guard. This second banner will likely be less interesting, but we don't have the information yet. As soon as we have, we'll be talking about it on this channel. Then we have this event called Faithful Showdown. Brave General versus Fierce General. This event will have some home screen missions, kind of similar to a past event, that you have to charge a gauge, and when you get it, you get rewards for a single player and for the community. And there's also two weapons here that are rainbow. So interesting, they will probably buff this other unit here from the second banner. Yes, that is the same as Georg, so you know. Because he has a dedicated weapon. It must mean something, right? So there will probably be some good amount of jewels to get from this banner. And that's it. That's the only information we have. So let's go straight to Reddit in a post by Hans43. Thank you so much for doing this amazing job. We got the video link here and he translated all the information compared to the JP counterpart so that we can understand if these characters are better and how they fit into the meta. Well, they buffed Maria Endurance because it was kind of bad, 75 only now, but much better than 60%. She's a character that is kind of a hybrid, so she wanted a bit of everything, and, well, nothing here stands out. But she's not a character to do damage, she's just there to resist and use her skills, so you won't understand her by looking on the status. The first passive, it's a Scrum Guard. Yeah, we just got it with Muse. Muse has buffs, and she can also heal and has Scrum Guard. It's the same case with Maria, but she deals it in a different way. But, okay, minus 20% damage taken when everyone is alive. This is very good because you don't need to actively use it. It's working as long as everyone is alive. And if she gets killed, that means HP reaches 0, she will recover HP of all surviving allies. Probably by almost enough to heal everyone completely. That's cool. That's something that you found on Sophia since the release of the game. And, well, at least the Scrum Guard is already good enough. Then the second, when recovery actions are made, she will recover her own HP and give 2 BP to a target. And she also recovers 2 BP by the end of a turn. She's a 5 BP per turn character, and this skill is kind of very interesting because it acts similarly to Witch's Daughter. That gives 3 BP to someone, right? She gives only 2. And she will heal these people with 2 different ways. One is a skill. The other one is a spell that she can inherit. She can only use this 5 times because it will be using LP. The other way is to use a skill that does not use LP, that I'll talk about in a few. So she can give BP and heal. That's interesting enough. Then the third one, when equipping clubs, damage will increase by 30% and damage taken will be reduced by 30% as well. So pretty good. She has at least 1 damage reduction passive. Now moving on, we have skill number 1, that is 1 BP deep power club skill that deals blunt and stun damage, and it will increase the resistance for status ailments for everyone. And it says large effect even, so probably very good. And this has applications in the future when bosses will not allow you to keep buffing. Well, wheel buffs are usually the best way to resist ailments, but there will be some bosses that will block your wheel buffs. So your only way to increase resistance will be via equipment and this type of buffs. They are not that important right now, but will be more important in the future. Then we have a 5 AP skill that is deep power. This is just for the recovery aspect. It will heal, and it's fast. It grants an evasion to all surviving allies. Well, the heal aspect will be very similar to what you get with Steelblade Phoenix and the likes. But This is just like what we get with matriarch number 4 and her P-enough protection. That is very interesting because we use it, matriarch sometimes, as the main healer as well. And Maria can use this 2 times, and it's fast, that means that it will surely protect her party and give the evasion. In JP it's just once per battle, here we have it 2 times. And if you already have that matriarch or also Final Impress with the shield, now you have like 6 turns where you can be almost fully protected. Impress will fully protect you, but Matriarch and Maria will be able to heal you and protect. That usually guarantees survival for 1 turn. That's really good. Then the third skill is a double S club attack with plant and stun damage that will buff all status by 25% and recover HP with very small effect. Well, very small effect should be around 220. So I have to say that in the end, people will compare her to Muse, because both have Strong Guard. But Muse is a main buffer. We call main buffers those that can buff all status, or some status, every turn. This one can only buff every 2 turns. She will be cycling this 9 VP skill and then the 1 VP skill, so that she has a perfect cycle. But 25% buff every 2 turns is totally different from the peoples like Melissa, Matriarch, and Muse that buff 30% every turn. So you have higher values. Those are usually your main buffers. And then secondary buffers are people like the newest Witch's daughter, Novel's daughter, and now Maria. See? They usually come as a complement. So by already giving you Strong Guard, she is very useful. She has that heal that will be available at all times. Remember that she has 5 EP per turn. That means she can usually just be ready for any situation. Status or heal, she's just ready. So if you got Muse and you feel like you are okay with what you have, nice. But this character is very good and she will receive an OP tier and comes in a very difficult time. If people summon it for Muse, they probably don't have enough chance and they are probably saving for something. But Maria is good enough where you can spend gens if you want. Moving on, we have Medea. This is a sword user. They buffed her intelligence and will. Endurance is kinda bad, but okay, nothing else stands out. Her STR is not even that high for a damage dealer. But they changed her so that she now has the same passive as the latest Tatiana. That is a debuffer as well. She has a 50% chance to chase with her skill number 1, 37% chance to chase with her skill number 2, and 25% chance to chase with skill number 3. Well, we'll talk about the skills later. But then, passive number 2 grants herself a heat up of 20%, increasing damage that lasts for the whole fight 5 times per battle. That means by turn 5 you have enough. And by the end of a turn she gets 2 VP. So she's a 5 VP per turn character as well. And when she's attacked, she reduces damage taken by 25% and also grants herself heat up medium, increasing damage potential by 10%, stacks 5 times. So by turn 5 she has 150% damage increase. And, well, 5 EP per turn with that chase mechanics. Skill number 1 is a full AoE attack, pretty weak, just E power. Same-ish as normal attack, but it's AoE and will debuff SR in intelligence by 15% on max rank. That means that if you are fighting against a boss that has hybrid design, using physical and magical attacks and try to inflict ailments, she can work. The problem is that sometimes these bosses will have the 5 weakness, so if you try to debuff them, it will not work. Usually we try to buff our will instead of debuffing intelligence, but some occasions debuffing intelligence is also needed. For skill number 2 we have a column attack with slash and pierce with double S power, okay, but it's not really a nuke attack. And when the attack lands, she grants Morale Down Medium that lasts for 3 turns. 3 turns is nice. Morale Down Medium decreases damage taken by 25%. In a character that can be used as a debuffer and damage dealer even, that's actually a very good thing to have. Then skill number 3 is a full AoE attack again that has slash and pierce damage, and it has a chance to debuff intelligence and STR by 20% on max level. Okay, now we know all the 3 attacks, right? So, she has 50% chance of chasing with the first. This time it will only debuff 10% because it's only rank 1. And then 25% chance to chase with her stronger version that will then debuff 15% in this case because it's rank 1. So, this is her main gameplay, to keep debuffing STR in intelligence. But, to be honest, I think that the Morale Down debuff is actually very nice. We already have 37% chance to use this, so every 3 turns it will trigger once on average. But if it doesn't trigger via passive, you have to use this manually. I think you'll be using this on turn 1, and then after that, try to rely on it proccing via passive. Well, in JP, she got an Amplify for her Divine Lancer X Inheritance. That is a spear attack that comes from a freestyle. That skill is triple S power with 11 PP cost and increases damage by 50%. So that you can open with that skill. Not in this case, because she actually does not start with 11 unless they change. I believe you're going to start with the Morale Down Medium skill, and then by turn 3 you can use Divine Lancer X and hope that you get the chase attack that applies Morale Down via passive. And the damage will be actually pretty good. She's gonna be very similar to Shawl damage potential while still offering Morale Down, and she covers Pierce and Slash. Slash has a lot of competition, but Pierce doesn't have many. Since now she's a Pierce damage dealer in global, it's much better. Well, she's gonna take a SS plus grade in the tier list because as a debuffer, well, there's some problems with the 5 weaknesses triggering all the time, but the Morale Down medium is nice, and I do believe she's a little better than Shawl, but Shawl can also be used for farming and she can't, so there's that. And the last one is Epaminondas. He's a spear user. 115% STR is not even that great, but it's okay. 100% endurance is very good, 85% will is good enough, and agility is 90%. So he doesn't really have a focus, but he's pretty defensive. And the first passive, he increases damage potential by 10% for everyone, another 10% for those that uses spear. That's much like the latest red. He also decreases damage taken by 10% for everyone, much like red, but people can die in the party and the effect will still be active, unlike Scrum Guard that increases resistance by 20%, but everyone needs to be alive. The second passive, only weak attack, damage increases by 15%, and when the weak attack lands, recovers VP. That's just like Shawl. And the third one, damage increases by 20, when being attacked the damage reduces by 25 and starts the fight with 11. That's just because of an inheritance in the future. So this character has a very similar setup to Shawl, with a passive that comes from red. Not very unique, but okay. For skills we have a free 0 BP attack that has AoE Pierce. Just there, I guess. The second one is a row and column attack with Pierce and Slash. Well, this type of attacks are funny. This case it's cheap, so that you only use 8 BP, but 2 attacks it's just okay, and because they are different, it's just like latest Khalid. Khalid is Slash and Light, and this character is Pierce and Slash. So he will regain 7 BP in this turn, because it's 3 plus 2 plus 2 if he's landing weak attacks. Good enough to keep using. Then the third one is a A-power AoE attack with Pierce and Slash that grants instant Q. This was released because of a future Remembrance battle versus a boss from Scarlet Grace, where you have to instant kill the minions. So you can use it, but there's another option for Spears that is Fairy. She can inherit an instant kill attack and it will be good enough. Also, Spears are where you can use Matriarch, so it's not really hard to break the gimmick of the fight and win anyway. So this character is pretty filler. I don't think that this guy is gonna change anything, but depending on the situations, Medea can be good because of the Morale Down. Having it on an offensive unit is good, but the debuff value is still depend on if a boss uses the 5 weaknesses or not, and how he actually works when debuffed. Some bosses will just instantly use the 5 weakness, some bosses will trigger something, I don't know. But the character is interesting enough that I have to say that the relevancy is just like Shawl on Muse Banner. So it would be nice to get the character, but don't focus on it. This selling point here is Maria. She is a character that is meta for the future, and now that she can heal 2 times and also cast that shield, also remember that she gets 2 BP to everyone that gets healed, it's very interesting. But if you are already happy with your Muse, Melissa, Matriarch, Lost Daughter, Witch's Daughter, I can say that you can skip and wait for a rerun. I think that she will have a better effect when she gets a rerun if she does it by December. But we don't know. She's a SaGa Soul style, and SaGa Soul styles are kind of harder to rerun, and we will know for sure. So getting the character here may be more interesting if you have enough gens. I have to say that even though people really want to see Saruin, he is not as important as buffers that will stay more relevant. Saruin time has already passed from what I heard in JP, while Maria is a character that is still being used. So think well about this. So Maria is meta, she will receive an OP tier, while we have an SS plus grade and probably an SS or something similar for Epaminondas. That's my opinion. What is yours? Please see here on the comment section. Thank you so much. I'll be making a full review tomorrow, so stay tuned and I see you later on the next video. Bye.